We're at a beautiful little mill that they've restored, Hodgson Mill, down on the Bryant Creek, southern part of the Ozarks. Beautiful little mill they've reworked and kind of patched around on it and got it back up in shape. This old mill was built back in the 1800s. It saw some changes. It started out with a wooden water wheel, and then it went to a metal turbine type. And then in the 1920s, I believe they electrified the mill. Instead of running belts and stuff to run the equipment in the mill house there, they put a generator on the wheel and ran everything off of electricity. That happened in the 20s, I believe, teens or 20s. We're out on the mighty V-Strom today. This is my new project bike. I've got quite a story on this bike. How I came to acquire it and what my intentions were and where we're at now. She's a jewel, brand new and shiny. We got a lot of work to do to it to get it up to the kind of adventures that I'm going to be doing with it. It needs some work, so that'll be coming along. All right. Little V-Strom here, you can't even hardly hear it run. I mean, it's quiet. You can hear the birds chirping and all kinds of stuff when you're riding down the road on this thing. All right, we'll run down here and look at the creek real quick. Might be able to get the drone up, fly up and down the creek. It's probably looked pretty good. Take a look at the mill. Yeah, we got a little water. Big old tree fell over, an old dead tree. Not too shabby. I better get out of the road. It's nice to see some water in the creek, I tell you. I hate to see a dry spring where we don't get the rain like we should. That could lead to a really rough summer. Go up here and turn around and come back over that. And this mill's fed by a spring that comes out of the bottom of that bluff. They built the mill right in front of it. So everything out of that spring pool comes out of the spring that feeds that mill. This is really nice. So the spring itself is on the back side of the mill there in the bluff. Yeah, you can sneak up on your enemies with this little motorcycle. It don't make any noise. Probably run through a whole herd of deer and they won't even look up. So yeah, we're out in the Ozarks today. We're on a new ride. The cockpit view here is a little different than what you're used to with the Triumph Tiger. We're on a 2019 year model V-Strom 650 Suzuki, and it's a brand new bike, 0 miles on it when I brought it home the other day. So yeah, I'm really digging the little V-Strom. It's kind of a cool little bike. I think once I get it all set up, I think it'll be fine. It's got kind of a high footrest. So I got some lowering plates ordered that'll drop those footrests down about an inch. And then I got some foot pegs for it, some off-road pegs that I can drop another ½ inch or a little more, 3/4 of an inch. I think we can tune the foot pegs in pretty good. Yeah, the river's got a little more water in it than it did the last time I saw it. Ooh, nice and cool right here by the river. You can feel it. This river's got so many springs in it, the water is really cold. I'm really digging this little motor. I love this V-twin. This same V-twin they put in the SV650. Really smooth, makes all kinds of bottom and mid-range torque. You can just chug this thing around. It don't complain. All right, well, we're gonna run on. We got another spot to check out. Place I haven't been before, on some roads I haven't been on, so I don't know how we're gonna do. We got basically street tires on this bike. If the dirt roads get too gravelly or whatever, or up and down, I may have to turn around. But I got a set of Dunlop Trail Max Mission tires on order for this thing. That'll help greatly on the roads there, on the gravel. Get a tire that can get a little bite. It really makes a difference. Yeah, so it's a long twisted route to get to this thing, to get this 650 purchased, or this V-Strom. It wasn't really what I was after, but it was my second choice. Sometimes you have to go with your second choice. You don't always get your first choice. We're going to make the most of it, and I think doing all the mods and stuff, I think we can transform this thing. It'll be pretty cool. When it's done, it should look really neat. We'll see how it goes. All right, here's our dirt road. This will be the first test. I haven't really had this on a gravel road yet. I know these tires are horrible. Try the standing position. Yeah, the pegs are just too tall. I get them lowered down about 1.5 inches, and I think it'll be pretty sweet to stand on. I don't believe I'll have to put bar risers on it. I think I'll be all right. These bars aren't really suited for, they're not off-road bars at all. These are cruiser bars. They come back at you. They're really comfortable though. I do like them for just cruising down the road. Oh, this is steep. You can tell by all the skid marks on this hill that everybody's been sliding around. Actually, these tires aren't doing that bad. I'm surprised. I figured the front end would be sliding around back and forth. It's not that bad. All right, it's not just to the bottom of the hill. I can see the creek from here. And the bridge isn't underwater. Woohoo! Doesn't appear to be. Okay, we got sandy gravel down here. I can see it from here. I can't remember the name of the creek. I'll put it in the, and we got mud down here. I'll put it down below. Oh, it is underwater. Under quite a bit of water, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I probably won't be going over that. Whenever you see those waves build up, when it goes over a low water bridge like that, that'll usually, that'll sweep a motorbike tire sideways. They've been working on this, trying to keep the creek out of the road, piling all this up here. Yep, the creek's up. A nice little spot right here. Wouldn't it be terrible to get your bike swept off and dump it off in the creek underwater? Ugh, that'd just be a nightmare. And you'd get wet, have to swim with a motorcycle helmet on. That'd be fun. I think I'll put the drone up here. Kind of see what the area looks like. I've never been here before. right, we got to go up this big old hill that we came down. I don't know if she'll do her in second or not. We'll find out. Why, yes. That ain't nothing. Got some more hill though. We ain't done yet. Well, that's a pretty good look at the creek there. Got the drone up on it. Hopefully some of that'll turn out. It's a pretty little spot. Yeah, she's getting steep up here. I think I'll just sit down for this one. It goes all right. Got over it in second gear, can't complain about that. Of course, as low geared as it is, down in the bottom gears, it ought to go over it in second gear. So yeah, we got a lot of upgrades to do to this little bike to get it up to beating around in the Ozarks. Got to toughen it up a little bit. I don't want to break it. Got a really nice big skid plate coming for it, a real heavy one. Because I know I'm going to be bottoming this thing out. Even with the suspension lift, it's only going to have about 7 inches. That's just not very much. I think stock it's around 6. So if we get it up an inch or an inch and a quarter, probably going to collect some rocks on the bottom, especially crossing creeks and stuff where you can't really see them. Well, I'm really tickled with the little V-Strom so far. It actually handled that gravel pretty nice. It turned around good and it didn't. Sometimes these bikes, you just can't turn them around. The front end just wants to slide and you can't do anything with them. Can't ride them on gravel. This one did pretty good. Even with the street tires, it did pretty good. So I think with some good rubber on it, why, it's going to be okie dokie. It won't be scary at all. Well, folks, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to head back to the world headquarters, mount up on the new V-Strom there and head for home. I appreciate you all hanging out with me. I invite you to come back. We got a lot of projects going on. I've got a truckload of parts coming for this new motorcycle, so we're going to be doing a whole lot of mods and parts on that thing. I invite you to come back and see me until I catch up with you again next time. Y'all take care of yourselves. We'll catch you later.